So what are the pros and cons of living in Nixa, Missouri? Well, we wanted to ask the mayor himself, and we got him face to face. Let's go! What's going on, guys? Jesse Weiser with Weiser Living Realty, and I'm a real estate broker here in Springfield, Missouri. Today we have a special guest, the mayor himself, Jarad Giddens from Nixa, Missouri, to help us with the real pros and cons of Nixa, Missouri. Now, he knows so much more than I do, than any of our team does, so that's why we wanted to get him. And we snagged him, and he took time out of his busy lifestyle to answer these questions. If you're wanting to move to Springfield, Missouri, I would love for you to check out our website at wiserlivingrealty.com, where you can search for homes or anything that you would like. If you want to reach out, we have all of our contact information down below. Even if you are going to take 6 months to a year to move here, we definitely want to hear from you anyway, so we can get to know you. So reach out. Our stuff is down below in the description below. We love to hear from you. So let's begin by talking about the people that make up the community of Nixa, Missouri. Now, is that a pro or a con? It's a pro, and that's community in Nixa, Missouri. Let's talk about the nitty gritty, the pros and cons of Nixa. I want to hear a lot of bad, no good, okay?
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
One of the best things, obviously, is community. This community rallies around each other no matter what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell that on a Friday night at a football game, not just by going to the football game. You can go into the restaurants and they're streaming the football game.
Ooh.
And people are cheering it on and everything.
Yeah.
It's not just the sports. I mean, it's the band and the dance team and the cheerleaders and speech and debate, everything.
Yeah.
And swim and soccer. I mean, there's so many things that people come to this area specifically for.
Now you have to understand, in Nixa, Missouri, people care about one another and they love supporting one another. It has that small town charm. Now let's get into our first con. Nixa may not have all the amenities that you want.
When I got here, I was 19 years old. Going to gas stations and grocery stores and just any place in Nixa, you stand there and have conversations with people.
Yeah.
It was a small town, but it wasn't that small, and it was so close to everything else. So what Nixa didn't have, you could get in Ozark or Springfield or Republic or Branson, and it's an easy drive to all of those places.
So that being said, it's not that Nixa isn't like self-sustainable. You really don't have to leave Nixa. But if you want your franchises and stuff like that, and all like Starbucks and Costco and Menards and everything like that, you'll want to drive, 20, 15 minutes into Springfield, Missouri.
You're also centrally located. In 35 minutes, you can be in the water at Table Rock Lake.
That is true.
35 minutes, you can be shopping at Tanger. 20 minutes, you can be shopping in Springfield. We're centrally located, so there's so much around us to do, but there's also so much inside our community to do that you really don't need to leave if you don't want to.
For sure. So then what is something that everybody asks whenever they want to move somewhere? What's there to eat and what's there to do? That is a pro in Nixa, Missouri. So what more about Nixa is a pro? Like there's places to eat, there's other things. What's your favorite place to eat in Nixa?
I have to be careful answering that question.
Okay, I will say it.
Because I have a lot of friends that run businesses here. We have a really good variety. We don't have a lot of different places, but we have the best Italian.
Oh yes, I wanted to say it.
Oh, Piccolo.
Piccolo
yes.
is the best Italian, even in Springfield.
It's
the surrounding
amazing.
area.
And that family is awesome.
Yes.
They do so much for the community, for the schools. We have Coyote's best wings possible. Big Whiskeys. It's actually the owners of Big Whiskeys are Nixa people.
Yep, they live around here.
And so the Nixa location it's awesome.
And it's a franchise, goes everywhere.
But you feel that hometown spirit at the one here in Nixa. It's awesome. And then the most recent, 14 Mill Market. I had heard someone say that 14 Mill Market is like a marriage counselor. Because you just go there and then you can decide what you want to eat. You don't have to have that discussion of what we're eating tonight. So there's a central bar. And so you can sit there and have a drink and then figure out what you want to eat. And then whenever you're hungry, you go get your food. And whenever I'm hungry, I go get mine.
That does sound like a dream. That is a pro.
That's a huge pro.
There's nothing like it around here, only in Nixa.
Yeah, the owners, they went and visited all these other ones and came up with the concept to bring here, and it's been amazing. It's packed all the time.
That is great. Now, one pro is they have a great system for economic development. They are working on the parks and things like disc golf and stuff for the amenities of Nixa. So I noticed that there's some like frisbee golf stuff. Have you ever done it?
I did a long time ago, but it's actually used a lot. There's some weekends that there may be 50 or 60 people out here doing a little tournament.
Moly.
And it's small things like that that kind of push economic development in our community.
Yeah.
Some of the people that I see out here, they have like full-on suitcases full of discs.
So another pro, we're actually walking past it. We're at the Macaulay Park here in Nixa, and we're walking right past the new, what is this?
This is our brand new all-inclusive playground. Our playground before, it was for kids of one ability. And this is for kids of all abilities. And so it doesn't matter if they are in a wheelchair, if they have any other special needs. There's actually swings set up to where a kid and parent can swing at the same time looking at each other. So we also have one of the, I think it's one of only 5 in the nation, the arch that's over there. That's actually an interactive.
Oh, wow.
It's interactive. You use your phone, you select games.
What?
And you play different games that are projected on the ground.
Man, back in my day, we didn't have all this bougie park stuff. These kids are so spoiled these days.
Squeaky swings.
I know. They're even working on getting fiber throughout the entire city right now. That's a pro in my book. We do get that question a lot, actually, when people move here. They want really fast internet.
Another good thing about Nixa is the internet. Some areas, they're replacing a lot of the cable because it's older.
Yeah.
Pretty much every new house that's being built, they're laying down fiber, and
holy moly.
I get a gig up, gig down, which is nice when you have kids that stream everything.
They are really building the community up with residential growth, but they're trying to get more commercial businesses in there. But what's taking a lot of energy is the residential market is so strong here that the prices of land have gone up a lot. So commercial properties haven't really been able to come in. So what are some like cons about Nixa?
Our biggest, what I would consider a con, is we had exponential residential growth, which is great.
Everyone wants to be here because of school.
Everyone wants to be here,
yeah.
Which did drive up the cost of property and made it a little bit difficult for a business to be able to come in, because the profit margin just wasn't there when you had to pay so much for a piece of land. But on the plus side of that, there's a lot of things that we're doing right now to help kind of bridge that gap. And help bring in some new businesses.
So it's just too expensive.
Yep.
Because everybody wants to be here.
Yep. And so the way to make money off your land is to subdivide it and build a neighborhood. So that definitely is a con, but I do think that we're moving in the right direction by upgrading infrastructure towards the west and south of town to help grow out that way, bring in some additional commercial developments. And a lot of people ask, is that good for our current businesses that are here? Because we don't have a lot of restaurants and a lot of businesses, but the ones we do have are very successful. I think anything we can do to bring more people into town is going to help those other businesses.
So obviously they've had land go up in price, but it sounds like they're trying to make it easier for commercial properties to come in. Now here's one of my favorite pros, and it's traditions and events in Nixa, Missouri. So Nixa and just the Ozarks in general is all about festivals, summer, fall, spring, winter, chili cook-offs and everything. What is something that Nixa does every year that's annually that the community gets together?
So the biggest thing Nixa's known for is the Nixa Sucker Days.
What is
Most
that?
people don't even know what that is. They thought it's like a lollipop or anything, but it's a sucker fish. This started, man, I can't remember how many years ago.
Like the fish you see on the side of a aquarium, like it just sucks?
No, a little different than that. This one actually, and the way they catch it is they stand on ladders on the bank of the river. And they throw a hook out there and they hook them.
Gosh, what a sucker fish.
Right? Or they gig them, so they throw a spear at them. But what happened was these guys, they'd caught a whole bunch of sucker fish and they decided they wanted to feed the community. And so they started it one year, and then it just kept growing and growing and growing. I remember coming to it when I first moved to Nixa. I was like, I didn't even know what a sucker fish was. And so, eating sucker fish, and then they make all this other stuff. Last year, it brought in thousands and thousands of people. And we just recently have added some new things into it, Sucker Mania. So we have some pro wrestlers that come down. It's insane. I mean, it's absolutely insane. You know, we also do, every year we have the big Nixpo, which supports local businesses, but we also do the Nixa Arts and Crafts Fair that's at the junior high every year.
Yeah.
I don't remember how many hundred vendors there are there.
I think my mom was there.
But it's packed.
Yeah.
I mean, it is absolutely packed. I mean, the citywide garage sale is pretty popular.
I do like when that happens. My wife loves garage sales. I'm not a big fan.
I'm over them.
Now what's so cool is you can't get those events and traditions anywhere else. So to wrap it up, here are a few quick pros to suggest that Nixa is the best.
For someone that is from a whole different world, you know, obviously around the world, but not from around here, what would you tell someone about Nixa? Like, how would you sell someone on the community of Nixa? If they are from like Utah or California or whatever, they have no idea what it's like to even live in Missouri. So what would you tell them about Nixa? How would you try to sell it?
I personally believe the best place to live in the Ozarks is Nixa. The people here, kind of like what I said.
Statement.
I tell you what, the people here are great. The schools are, I mean, nationally recognized.
Wow.
We have right now, we're number 4th safest city in the state of Missouri.
Now that's something to be proud of.
We continue to fully fund our police department.
Wow. So
we own our own utilities and actually have one of the lowest utility rates in the state. Just recently, while everyone else was raising their electric rates, we lowered ours.
Wow.
And so as far as cost of living, it's very low in Nixa.
Yeah.
I will preface that by county taxes are higher.
Christian County.
Yes, but sales tax in Nixa, even though we did a public safety tax recently, we're still lower than all of the surrounding communities.
Wow.
And so it's cheaper to buy things here. But then outside of that, you're also centrally located. In 35 minutes, you can be in the water at Table Rock Lake.
That is true.
35 minutes, you can be shopping at Tanger. 20 minutes, you can be shopping in Springfield. We're centrally located, so there's so much around us to do, but there's also so much inside our community to do that you really don't need to leave if you don't want to.
For sure.
I hope this interview was amazing. Like, I really enjoyed it. So I want to say thank you, Jarad Giddens, so much. All right, well, that's all I have for you today. If you want to check out more about Nixa and really dig into Nixa, Missouri, check out this playlist right over here. And don't forget, you can reach out to us anytime. We'd love to work with you. And watch for deer.